Make sure I get close to the mic. Thank you. Do any of you recognize this song? It goes, the ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching one by one. The little one stops to suck his thumb, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah! So, I was a Boy Scout. I suppose I still am a Boy Scout because once a Boy Scout, always a Boy Scout. But there's a lot of things you probably presume about Boy Scouts that are true, that happen when you get like 100 adolescent boys together for long camping trips. But we really go through like some real strife together too, besides the like shooting arrows and bullets and other things. We were at summer camp in Colorado at Ben de la Tour. That was the beautiful name for this summer camp, in the mountains. And it's a week long, and we do all the regular summer camp things, and I'm in this troop, the biggest troop. It's the most proud troop, Troop 97. And then it's the 5th day, and we're like, we're gonna go on a hike, because that's what Boy Scouts do. They go on hikes. And we get into it's summer, so it's summer camp. We like are in shorts and like t-shirts. We're like, all right, let's go. And we get out, and we start hiking, and we hike out, and I don't even remember what direction it is, but we were like into the woods, far into the woods, and then it starts to rain, and like rain enough that you're like wet. Like you've been outside and you're like stuck in the rain, and you're like, oh, this sucks, I'm wet and it's cold. Well, you know, really when you're a Boy Scout and you're out in the rain, it not only sucks and it's cold, but you have nowhere to go. You're just stuck in the rain, and you're with all these other boys who are also stuck in the rain and kind of cranky about it too. And then there's this one boy named Stuart who starts singing, the ants go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 2 by 2, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 2 by 2. The little one stops to tie his shoe, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And you're so thankful that Scout is there, because he's keeping the spirits up, right? And it's starting to rain more now, and you're realizing that you've got boots on, so you feel very impervious to nature, but it's like muddy, so if you were to try to like climb up stuff, you'll slip and like hurt yourself. And we've also started to get really cold, because even though it's summer in Colorado, you're wet, and the clouds are out, so there's no sun, and you're really cold because you're dressed in t-shirts and cotton pants, and you're wet. And so you start to crowd together, and the parents are starting to like get together in conference slowly, because you have scout leaders. They're not just going to let 17-year-old boys just walk into the woods. And then Richie starts to break down. He goes crying, and Sean, who's like the strong one that you thought was like your leader, he's just kind of distant, and you're like, what are we going to do? But thankfully, you have Stuart, who walks up to Richie and is like, Richie, it's okay. The ants go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 3 by 3, hurrah, hurrah. You can sing with me too. The ants go marching 3 by 3. The little one stops to climb a tree, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. So good. It hasn't stopped raining yet. And we're like, we walked as far out from the camp as we were going to go before we came back, but then it started raining, and then we stopped hiking. So we're still as far away from the camp as we were when it started raining. And we some of us have ponchos. We've gathered together for warmth, because it's really cold when you're wet and there's an annoying boy singing. And the parents are gathered together conferencing. And fortunately, one of the counselors there has a radio, and he calls in for help, because apparently, like the Boy Scouts have not been able to conquer this, so we need to call in help. In particular, apparently near Ben de la Tour Scout Camp, there's also a National Guard outpost. So they radio into the National Guard, be like, hey, there's a bunch of Boy Scouts, Troop 97, that's stuck hiking. Come save us. Fortunately, there's a boy singing. He'll keep us going until you arrive. And so they tell us, it's okay, they're coming for us. The ants go marching 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 4 by 4, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 4 by 4. The little one stops to shut the door, and they all go marching down to the ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. The National Guard arrives in these huge, like bigger trucks than you know exist for like National Guards to exist, with like huge wheels that can handle mud because our feet can't anymore. And they load these wet, ponchoed Boy Scouts into the trucks and bring us out. And you got to get that, like, my troop had made a rule for me around campfires at other camping trips. They made a Stuart rule that was you can only tell up to 3 jokes at the campfire. And then you're cut off. And at the end of camp, they gave out rewards, and they were like, okay, and they gave out the cheer award, and they named it the Stuart Award, and I was so touched by like their admiring of, despite you just being such a pain in the butt, you've been distracted people from their discomfort. Thank you for that. So I'm going to leave you with the last verse, and I want you to sing along with me. The ants go marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 5 by 5, hurrah, hurrah. The ants go marching 5 by 5. The little one stops to take a dive, and they all go marching down to ground to get out of the rain. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you.